And hello, one and all, and welcome to my early morning edition of my NXT review. We're going to take a look at what took place on the April 27th edition of NXT. This is the final set of tapings from WWE Access from WrestleMania 32 weekend. Overall, while I didn't think this was the strongest of shows, there was some stuff that I did enjoy. And it was, for the most part, a fairly decent to enjoyable hour of wrestling to watch, which is what I expect from NXT. So, yeah, let's take a look at what took place on this week's episode. We kick things off with in-ring action. The new NXT Women's Champion, Asuka, makes her way to the ring, and she has a non-title match against Eva Marie. This match was okay. It went on a little bit longer than I would have liked it to have been. I really thought Asuka was just going to go in there and completely dominate and own Eva Marie. However, Eva Marie was able to get a fair amount of offense in on Asuka. However, once Asuka was able to get control of the match, with her kicks and, she was able to hit the Shining Wizard and then finally hit a head kick on Eva Marie for the victory. So it was an alright match. I definitely see some improvement in Eva Marie's in-ring work. She still has a long way to go. However, I thought she had a fairly decent outing here with the NXT Women's Champion. And it's just nice to see, obviously Asuka was the right person to get the win here. No doubts about that. I have to make one note. Nia Jax did come out to the ring, basically standing there to cheer Eva on, and then after the match, Nia got into the ring and had a brief stare down with Asuka, so possibly teasing a future Nia Jax versus Asuka match. I'd definitely be down for that. I think they could go out there and have a pretty good match, so we'll have to see where the seeds are being planted for that match to possibly take place. Potentially in the weeks to come. But like I said, it was an alright opening match on this week's edition of NXT. After this, they showed us highlights from Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor and Joe's incredible title win at the NXT Live House Show in Lowell, Massachusetts. They showed just the amazing crowd reaction, when that 3 count was hit. The place went nuts. It was one of the loudest reactions I've seen. People were legitimately stunned, shocked. I mean, you don't see too much of this, happen anymore. Something out of nowhere, surprises, which are good in professional wrestling. I think we need to see more of this. It was just surreal to see Joe, finally defeat Finn Balor for that NXT Heavyweight Championship. After the match, they do a brief backstage interview with Joe, and he pretty much said, it was inevitable. It was only a matter of time before he became the new NXT champion. So Joe's really fired up, and he has every right to be. He deserves to be NXT champion, and we'll see where they go with him in the weeks to come, in the months to come. So yeah. We then had the Revival taking on the team of Parker and Lee. Really was just a match to showcase the ruthlessness and the aggressiveness that was emanating from Dash and Dawson. They were vehemently upset that they lost their NXT Tag Team Championships to Gable and Jordan, so therefore they were obviously going to take it out on the team of Parker and Lee. They were able, Dash and Dawson were able to hit a powerbomb top rope clothesline combo, which looked really nice, and they were finally able to throw Parker into the corner, and they were able to hit their finishing move on Parker for the win. Your winners are the Revival. Afterwards, they get on the mic, and they say that they're putting every tag team on NXT on notice. And they are going to destroy everyone in their paths until they are able to reclaim their NXT Tag Team Championships. And this would obviously play effect later on, as we'll see in the next match. The Hype Bros versus Blake and Murphy. Alright tag team match. Hype Bros were able to get the victory after they were able to hit the Hype Rider on Blake. Like the Hype Bros, big fan of them. Or just a fun tag team to have out there, you know, and a nice addition to the NXT tag team division. So good for them to pick up a victory. After the match, Dash and Dawson would come down and beat down and assault the Hype Bros. So making good due on their promise that they mentioned in their promo in the previous segment. Dash and Dawson are pissed off, and they're going to stop at nothing at all until they can reclaim their NXT Tag Team Championships. So we'll see where they go with that. I really like bringing out the mean streak, the aggressive side. They're pissed off. They lost their titles, and now they're coming back for them. So I really like how Dash and Dawson were presented on this week's episode of NXT. We then had Carmella versus Aaliyah. Aaliyah, this was her debut on NXT. Apparently she is from Toronto, Canada. I thought her and Carmella had a pretty, fun, solid, quick match. It was, Aaliyah got some offense in, but Carmella was, really able to maintain control of this match for the most part. She was able, Aaliyah actually was able to hit a nice leg drop off the top rope for a near fall. And there was another nice spot where Carmella hit the Fez press on Aaliyah, so that was, like I said, another nice spot in between there. And then it came down to a Bronco Buster by Carmella onto Aaliyah, and then she was able to lock in the leg scissors submission, which looked really nice for the victory. So, like I said, fun, quick little match, what have you. So, Carmella was your victor. After this match, we had our main event of the evening. It was Shinsuke Nakamura taking on the Drifter, Elias Samson. It was only a 5-minute match, but Nakamura can go out there and make any 5-minute match enjoyable. He went out there, he took it to Elias Samson, showed him why he is the king of strong style. Nakamura with some nice forearms. Nakamura also hit a double Enziguri on Samson. And then towards the end of the match, Nakamura hit the Kinshasa, I can finally say it, for the victory over the Drifter, Elias Samson. So not really too much in the way of development on this week's episode of NXT. Obviously, next week we're going to be into the new set of tapings from Full Sail, and as you have probably seen on the internet, there were a lot of surprises in store for the next set of tapings. So this was an alright edition of NXT. If I had to give it a grade, I'd probably give it a solid C. Solid C show this week from NXT. Didn't have a problem with it. But I know next week's episode and the following weeks will definitely pick up in the way of building towards the next NXT TakeOver event come, I believe, June 8th, emanating from Full Sail Arena. So yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on this week's edition of NXT. Guys, let me know down in the comments section below what you all thought of this week's edition of NXT. What did you like? What didn't you like? Leave your comments down below. I enjoy reading them and responding to them, so always enjoy that feedback. Be sure to check out my WWE Payback preview and predictions video. Uploaded that yesterday. I would appreciate that as well. And also, stay tuned for my live WWE Payback 2016 review, which will be happening either at 11 or 11:30. So I will adjust the time accordingly. So thank you all for watching, and till next time, peace.